The single most important thing that needs to change in South Africa today is contained in our three pillars of the new business leadership South Africa. Number one, we talk about this notion of inclusive economic growth and transformation. Number two, we say it's about the protection of our key institutions. Number three, we say how can we position business as a national asset to bring about this notion of shared value, not only for shareholders, but also for our employees to be obsessed with paying them decent wages and salaries so that they can start affording the products and services that we provide. Because if they don't, clearly there's a problem. Investing in the communities where we have a presence, not because we want these communities to have a positive predisposition towards business, but because it's manifestly in our interest that we start growing our own timber. When you are Sasol in Secunda, you want all your employees to be within walking distance of where they live. You don't want to bring in employees from the Free State, you house them, and then you employ them, and then they struggle to find homes. Business, societies and communities must be one continuum, exactly the same way that what you think, say and do must at all times be aligned. So there is no greater challenge. In South Africa, when you look at those three, you put them together and say the biggest threat to our new 23-year-old democracy is this state capture by this immigrant Indian family called the Guptas to benefit another family of the president called the Zumas. That's the single most biggest threat.
Fantastic. My next question to you. Do you have a candidate, a favorite candidate for the December elective conference?
Not at all. In fact, it's irrelevant to business. Our job is to make sure that we've got strong, vibrant, thriving institutions. When the institutions are working, the candidate is immaterial. So when we say the protection of key institutions, we acknowledge that what stands between us and anarchy in South Africa today, in this country, in this context, is our constitution, because it's the best constitution in the world. We also accept that our policing as part of our criminal justice system has been captured, that our prosecutorial services have been captured. Therefore, well done to Chief Justice Mogoeng, because he's the only voice of sanity in that criminal justice system, where he's demonstrating by deeds, not just by words, that the judiciary is truly, genuinely independent.
Last question. You mentioned that 2 more companies will be suspended today from BLSA.
Yes.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yes. So by the end of today, we would have released the names of 2 more companies that the board decided to suspend their membership precisely around state capture.
Right.
Watch the space.
And you don't want to say which sectors?
Even if you paid me.
Right, sir. I've got it. And last word on KPMG. What can other businesses learn from KPMG's unethical behavior?
The tragedy with KPMG as a member of Business Leadership South Africa until their membership was suspended is the fact that they allowed themselves to be used for factional battles of the ANC. They let themselves down. They let the auditing profession down. They let the entire business community down. Therefore, they led the country down. At a time when South Africa's financial services is heralded, celebrated, piloted and highlighted as absolutely the best in the world. When the number 1, 2 and 3 spots in banking belongs to a South African company. When the resilience of our financial services was demonstrated in 2007-2008 global recession, and South Africa was untouched. Now we have to look at 3,500 to 3,800 good men and women of moral standard, ethical conduct, wholesome and upright, working for a company that they are not entirely proud of. When you produce one report where you get paid 23 million rand, it should have started the alarm bells ringing.